Welcome back. Of course, this is Sporty Monday, and of course, still staying with that FKF gala. There was a promise that, guys, look here, the elections will be held before the end of the calendar year. Let's take a listen to what Nick Mwendwa had to say regarding the elections.
Whenever you come to this event, you're looking for news, and as part of the event, you're going to carry away news. The problem with you guys is that when the news might be bigger than the event, and that's why I stay away from it. Second is that we were prevented from doing our AGM, from setting up the mechanism to conduct FKF elections by fellows who went to court. Those cases are now out of court. And so we're going to have our AGM soon. In days, in fact. And once we do, we'll set off the mechanism for elections of this organization. And that's why I said that most likely in December, most likely in January, most likely. But the process will start soon in earnest. Those who want to lead this organization have a chance. A clean chance to compete, a clean chance to convince delegates of their vision, to compete with what we have done, and to carry this nation forward. And so I think I knew you were going to pick those 2 points. And I am going to go to Dominican Republic and come back. Maybe I come back with a trophy. And then we can have those conversations. Politics of football is not something that should be contested like that. We have been making a mistake by causing that event to look like it's not. It's not. It's a competition of ideas, and I think we have the best ideas we have shown in the 8 years. And so it's difficult for some people, maybe not for us, but we will see when we finish the big job we have at hand.
Okay, Isia, we no longer have court cases.
Yeah, for starters, there was, after former CS Amina Mohammed disbanded FKF, and there was a ruling that the NEC had was in office illegally. Then that ruling, one of the FKF members, in fact, the Coast Region NEC member, Gabriel Muhendi, went to challenge that ruling. And after the coming of the Kenya Kwanza government, and of course former CS Ababu Namwamba did his thing, and FKF came back, then everything was forgotten about that case. And that's why on the eve of the AGM that was supposed to take place March this year, somebody who was supposed to be a respondent went to court and said no. There was a case that was never concluded about the eligibility of the NEC. That is what stopped that AGM, which Nick Mwendwa was just referring to.
Absolutely.
Now, you ask the question that no cases again. I think we are going to see, he said in days. I want to believe if it was Friday, then maybe before the end of the week, we are going to hear about the AGM. That AGM is supposed to give us the roadmap towards the election. Now, what all Kenyans must be knowing is that is around 6 months from the time that AGM is held
to the
time that we're going to have the elections conducted. Let me say this, Wheeler, that the debate about individuals in our sports, Kenyans must now start looking at it differently, the question of structure. Because anytime we focus on individuals, now history has shown us individuals keep coming and going, including the CS Ababu Namwamba who was here just the other day.
Yes.
Now he's out of the matrix. Meaning that the process, football, we have AFCON, we have World Cup coming up and all that. We must have the structured organization working, not focusing really on one individual.
Absolutely. Shitera, really quick, not focusing on individuals. And the question is, he's saying now, guys, here are elections coming. Do you think we're going to have these polls? Because what I've seen from the past is somebody can still go to court. And two, how do you make sure that the polls coming, as Nick says, is all inclusive? So that we don't have a jilted Zita or Isia rushing back to court to stop this, because we've had a lot of bottlenecks.
You see, that case might have been withdrawn from their end, the FKF end, where Isia said that it is a NEC member from Coast Region who went to court. But now, the respondent, has he withdrawn that case? Because it is his application that stopped the AGM. So we really need to see this communication that the FKF president is communicating about. That's number one. So in my view, I think the case is not withdrawn completely. Maybe the applicant might have withdrawn the case, but the matter is still active in court. Remember, the ruling, they went to the Court of Appeal and FKF lost. So in my view, the ruling that communicated that the NEC was not properly constituted, I think is still in place. So,
but how do you make this inclusive so that all stakeholders are on board? You don't have guys saying, okay, we are not comfortable.
What I want to agree with Nick Mwendwa is that we really need to have an election. But that election, Nick Mwendwa should have just come out clear and told us, as he has said, that we will have an AGM in August and then have an election in February. Let us have clear timelines, Nick Mwendwa. Let us not also put politics in very minute matters. Remember, the current office, its term lapses in October. What happens after October? So those are the details that Kenyans want to understand, that where will we be at
Chidera was making a very important point,
year.
And I think you've rushed him.
10 seconds.
He was explaining, and I need to help him.
Thank you.
In 10 seconds, in terms of the law here, understand?
Legal matters.
Legal matters.
Okay.
If I am the complainant and I withdraw a case, then the moment I present that one, I was the complainant. So it means that you who was defending yourself, you cease to defend yourself because the complaint is removed. As far as that one is concerned, no debate. Now the only debate that remains is about the previous ruling.
Correct.
Now that ruling was settled.
The SDT's communication, because the matter in court was to stop SDT to make
now
its
that ruling was overrun by the events of Ababu Namwamba and FIFA, when FKF was reinstated to the office that time. And basically this is what I'm saying. There will be always a reason for sure for people to go to court. But we must look at the bigger picture and ask ourselves, do we want to keep on pushing this thing even when we have a window? Let people go to elections and have elections. So you ask the question of how do we ensure that all inclusive?
And
simple,
number two,
simple.
Because you are taking up legal issues, address what will happen after October.
After October, yes.
Absolutely, Swila. For us to ensure that it's all inclusive, is to have delegates doing their job during the AGM. You understand? Those questions that have been raised before. You understand? Talking about the roadmap clearly means that we are going to come up with an electoral code. Of course, what is going to be used, the proposal before was the one that had been used in the other election, but it is the delegates in the upcoming AGM who are going to clear all matters that have been raised. The question of October, the Constitution says that it is until the incumbent exits office that there is going to be another person. So basically, not
absolutely. Before Zita comes in, let's take a look at this gala. Sport CS or former Sport CS Ababu Namwamba was in attendance, and take a listen to what he had to say.
FKF, the entire fraternity of FKF, you are sitting on a diamond mine. I implore you, make sure that the little issue of holding your elections is sorted out. Hold your elections, make sure that the environment is clear, and run football in a manner that will make Kenya the envy of this region and of this continent. There is absolutely no reason why our players should find the Tanzanian league more attractive than the Kenyan league.
Tera Ababu, what do you think?
You know, when the former CS, that is Ababu Namwamba, talking like that, he's been there for 2 years. He knows what is going on, and he knows that election need to be done. so that things can move forward, so that investors can come and invest in our football, so that like a lot of things, because he's saying this is a mind goal. It's true, it's a mind goal. As he has said, there's no way that players, Kenyan players, see that they have to go and do what and play in the Tanzania's league. Why? Tanzania's league came and what and did what and tried to do what do we call it?
You pulled the first one on Kenya. Yeah, our players are now heading there.
Yes, they're heading there. Yeah, they learned from us. That is what I wanted.
Initially, they were coming here.
Us. Initially, they were coming here.
Ivo Mapunda. You remember Ivo Mapunda? The towel man.
Yes. So for us, I know when Nick Mwendwa was speaking, he said that the AGM is going to be in a few days, knowing that maybe in a few days it will be maybe in August. In August, it will take again another 6 months for what? For the election to be done. After the AGM, that will be, if he's saying in the few days, that is in August, it will take 6 months for the election to be done. That will be in what? In February, or maybe the end of January, or in February. But again, if all this drama would have not been there by now, tungekuwa tunajua at the end of October their term, we are going to do what? We are going to have an election. So let's just have professionalism in all this. Let's just make sure that things run smoothly, because Ababu said that investors have to come and invest in our football.
Dennis, wrap it up for us.
You know, some of these dramas were strategically put to delay this election. When you say some respondent in Mombasa, a NEC member going to court and blocking something, the NEC member is a close associate to the president. Let's be honest. So they knew exactly, they wanted a strategy of delaying this so that they come up with another way of maybe retaining these positions towards the election. My hope is that we'll have strong candidates who will be cleared, who can propel the level of football in this country. Ababu put it very clearly. Most of the regional players were coming here. Now, Kenyans are going to their leagues.
Of course. And as we talk about elections and the federations, let's not only the football federations. In all federations, let's do things.
Actually,
Master is there.
Let's do things the way the law
Master
is.
Let me put on this. Athletes Kenya will be having the election this year after Olympics. Knock. After every 4 years, they do
election.
Is a clear.
Knock
is very
the
clear.
most organized organization.
No, but it's because of IOC. Normally, it's after every Olympic year, the preparation starts immediately for the next Olympics. Yeah, that's why they have to set up a new.
You say the K is doing elections?
Yes.
By the Shitera, there are lots of.
I know you don't believe it.
There are lots of positions up for grabs. One of them is FKF presidency. There's the NOC presidency. There's the FK presidency. Which one are you running
basketball?
for?
No, I will support the best candidates financially, morally.
We want to see. For me, I want to see fencing grow.
Much better.
I think Isia will support them legally.
You know what was happening with the NEC member the other side, eh?
Yeah.
But I restrained myself.
Actually,
in
right
Eastern
now,
region.
right now,
no, you can take it up.
Right now, in the FKF elections, as Isia said last time, we still don't have candidates. What we have are aspirants, or people saying we want to run.
Yes.
And I think some Kengu Nyamwea, ex-FKF chief, wants to be there. We have Nick. His body language and everything talks to
No.
Just hold on.
If I had him clearly.
Just hold on.
No, I will play devil's advocate here.
Everything talks to the fact that he still wants to defend the state. Just hold on, Shitera.
I'll play.
There's also
Hussein
International. Kempes Owino, based in the US. Then there is
Hussein Mohammed, Alila.
Tom Alila, I'm not sure about that.
But Alila is going for it.
Any women, they need to come out.
What we need to do is...
I wanted to play an advocate, devil's advocate here, that Nick Mwendwa said, those people who are coming. So he did not say, we who are coming.
Okay.
Is the delegate decide? You see,
the delegates.
You know, people
is actually compromise delegates.
People keep on talking about Nick and other guys there. The question I ask is this.
Yes.
The law and the code is going to be done by the delegates.
Absolutely.
In fact, all the eyes of Kenyans for now should be on the delegates.
Who will
because they give us an electoral code that is good. Is going to give us, the end result is as good as the code.
Absolutely. Let's shift gears to rugby and, of course, the Christie Sevens went